What's going on, guys? Back in the shop today. Got a bunch to do, a bunch of little things. Work on the 240 is a big part of it. Got some new stuff for this car, and I want to pull the rear end housing cover off of that car and see if there's any visible signs of why we might be getting rear end noise. Just do the old look with my eyes test and maybe shake a couple things around. Nothing huge, and then just either fix something, I don't know. But the 240 has a lot of missing pieces because I took the injectors out, plug wires off, map sensor, seat. So there's a bunch of stuff that needs to go into that car. And this car needs new seat belts because seat belts only last a certain amount of time. I had to get some new ones. So those ones expired in December. You can see they expired December 2021, somewhere in here. I think every piece says it, unfortunately. So those are expired. And I got some new ones, the exact same ones that expire in June of 2023. So I think these ones actually expire quicker than those ones, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure they are exactly the same and everything, so that's nice. But not really 100% sure yet. So pull those ones out. I've never actually pulled those seatbelts out. The fab shop that did the cage put those in, and that was the end of that. I don't know how exactly they do get removed, but we'll have to figure that out. I'm not doing the passenger one because I didn't want to spend another 200 bucks on seatbelts that expire in a year when no one in the passenger seat ever technically needs the harnesses. I mean, you know, for street driving they do, but like as far as, you know, like needing them for racing, I don't think it matters when they expire. They could be 10 years old in the passenger seat, but as long as they're still good, they're probably fine. Driver's seat is a little more concerning. So I don't know if I just got unlucky when I ordered these, but they actually expire pretty quickly. I was hoping they'd last a little longer, but I guess it is what it is. But yeah, these are my preferred seatbelts. I've used a bunch of different ones, but I really like the way that these impact ones fit. So just going for the same exact ones. Okay, so seats unbolted. It's only 4 bolts to get it out, and then the seat belts are pretty easy. The middle one bolts right there. The other 2 bolt into factory locations. Probably vacuum this out while the seat's out, but otherwise it's actually pretty good. Took all the seat belts out. Seat belts are over here. This is one of the new ones, and then I'm just gonna take the identical old one. I think this is it. Oh, that was lucky grab. And pretty much just match up exactly how the old one is. I guess the old ones I wore pretty tight, so maybe give myself a little bit more adjustment there just in case, but basically just match out exactly how this goes. I don't use these on the upper shoulder straps, and kind of just the simplicity there, just make them look the same. Look at the color difference. Can the camera pick that up? And then put these old ones in the box, and maybe use them in some other car. Maybe once I do matching harnesses into the Mustang, I can do the passenger seat with these because, like I said, passenger seat doesn't need anything too special. All right, harnesses are in. They are looking good. I sat in there, they fit perfect. And then I pulled the rear cover off of the diff over here because I wanted to inspect it, and because I'm waiting on a cage anyways, I figured might as well deal with it now. And you can see there's a little bit of play. As you guys remember, when I was putting this diff together, I was pretty outspoken about I've never set a gear ratio before. When I put all this in, it felt pretty tight. I think there may have been a little compressed situation that happened. Like some of these spacers are a little more squished than they once were, and that play is also in the bearings. So it's really just about pressing. It's all, the play is all in the bearings. And I guess after maybe a few heat cycles and stuff, maybe that's part of my issue. I also just don't know what I'm doing. I've never set a gear before, so I'm gonna take the wheels off and pull the axles out and try to get it tight. So this UPR cover, freaking awesome. I wanna give them a shout out. This UPR cast cover was really nice to remove. Gonna scrape off all this RTV. I used way too much, but that is what it is, you know? Definitely used way more than required when I put it together. So scrape all that off. Pull the axles out, redo the gear a little bit, and then that thing should be a lot better, you know? Second time, get another try here. I had to pull the axles out. Probably not all the way out. I could have left them halfway in, but I figured, I mean, they're already basically out at that point. They have good engagement. You can see they're almost all the way engaged when it's in, so that's pretty perfect. Obviously this is a kit. I didn't measure any of this stuff, like it's just you order it for this car. But I gotta pull these caps off and then add a little bit more shimming. All right, so I added some more shims to push it around a little bit. It seems to have pretty good play there, whatever they call that, the backlash or the yeah, it's backlash. So seems to be about perfect. Well, I made a mess. So I got the diff filled, but at what cost? I probably spilled about 1/3 of a quart of diff oil, diff fluid, whatever you want to call it. The pump broke. I didn't have one of those nice little squishy bags that, you know, you can use to get it in there mess free. So I used a other plastic bag and cut the corner off. But then I spilled a bunch, got a bunch on my hands, got a bunch on the bottom of my shoe and on my shoe. Made a mess, but the diff is filled. I didn't want to have to run out and go get that stuff, so I just kind of just went for the mess alternative. But whatever. Throw a little oil dry down and should be cleaned up in about a minute. All right, I have been putting this thing off for way too long. Finally put the injectors back in, map sensor, coil, plug wires, and the starter switch, whatever the main kill switch. So not too much. I've just been putting it off. Oh, and front wheels. But get to watch a little live racing up in South Georgia, lights out, and put this thing back together. So nice little light deal here. This is super simple to do, so probably start with injectors. Well guys, I did it. I cut the hair off. Whoever has second best hair on YouTube, you now have first best hair. Congratulations. You're welcome. So, got the Camaro out here. Probably gonna wash it, give it a quick little rinse down, clean off some of those old numbers because we got some racing tomorrow. Sport Compact Evolution at Bradenton. Be qualifying there tomorrow and then racing on Sunday. So that should be really fun. The rules are pretty interesting. I fit in because it's a 6-cylinder, so I fit the rules because they don't care if it's an import or domestic as long as it's not a V8, I guess. I think that seems like what the rules are, the Sport Compact stuff. So as long as it's a small engine, so you can have rotaries, 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders, Sport Compact stuff. So the 2J fits in there. Gonna load up on the trailer here, get this thing washed up, get all my nitrous and fuel and stuff together, and we will be at the track first thing in the morning. This car seems pretty good to go. Just gotta go give it a little test drive, make sure everything feels good, make sure that rear end is feeling good. Maybe some of that noise went away. That'd be super cool. But other than that, this car is good. So now I have 2 cars that are just kind of eager to go. The cage is ordered for this car. I ordered one of those cage kits because, I don't know, I always say I don't like cage kits, but I've never really tried one. I always say I like custom cages, but I figured it'd be better to give a cage kit a chance instead of saying I don't like them. So now I can know. But obviously everyone's different, and we'll see how this one goes. I'm excited to try to fit in a cage. That'll be fun. Just had to carry it all down here piece by piece because the shipping company couldn't bring it down here, but the cage is here. It was packaged a lot nicer than this. Don't mind that, but really nice piece. I got this from Team Z Motorsports, and it's a pretty cool deal. So it's pre-bent, pre-notched, all labeled, You know, they got seat back bar, they got windshield bar, I don't know, whatever that says right there, subframe connector, door bars, you know, the whole nine. So this is a really solid cage setup. This should be, if I fit in this cage well, then this should be the perfect cage for, you know, a long time to come with this car. I don't think I care to push it past what this cage is safe for, which is like, I don't know, like 950s really. Maybe the attempt of an 890, but you know, we all push our cage certs just a little bit. I think everybody does it. So this cage should be really good. It's got a dash bar, it has a roof bar, like it's really good. So this should be perfect. All chromoly. It's got the plates with it. It's labeled very well. So I'm really excited to start putting this thing in. Got some feelers out for some potential help for this, because a cage install is not something I've ever done before. Nor welding chromoly is something I want to take on. Not right now, at least. Definitely need a lot more practice and a lot more confidence, but I'd rather just have somebody help me with this, because this is a big safety item. And if I have somebody come down and help me, I could probably learn some nice tricks along the way, become better overall at this stuff, and yeah, just excited for that. So see what happens, and hopefully we can get this thing in the next week or so and be back at the track. I am super pumped. I need to start getting it prepped though, so I'll pull out the dashboard. I will start grinding down all the spots, put a hole in the dashboard where like the bars go in. I got to get it all set up for that. So definitely going to be a little bit of work there, but if I get it all prepped, I can have somebody come in and help me with some of the smaller stuff, and we should be good to go. So just got to figure out how I'm going to do it. But that's about it. So just getting ready here to race tomorrow. About to get all my stuff in a pile, and then we can start, I don't know, I guess get ready to go to the track. I am excited to be back racing, especially in this race, this class, because it should be a completely different kind of group of guys. It's not my normal streetcar class. Well, I took today's opportunity of having not much to do to actually mop up the floor. It may not look great, but it actually feels a lot better. I swept up, mopped up, cleaned up. I cleaned off the workbenches a bunch. Cleaned off these shelves a little bit, organized some stuff, because these shelves are like the build shelves, so they kind of have to be organized for when that new Camaro comes in here and that thing's ready to build. Yeah, so got to clear off this one still, but you can see this is just a bucket of loose wiring I keep just for a nice little, you know, whatever I need to do. And then that's the intake for the new Camaro. So this shelf will probably just start stacking with new Camaro parts once I clear off these other two shelves. So pretty solid. Just loaded the other car up, watching some small block nitrous no time racing, I guess. Just lights out 13, just kind of watching. Looks like a lot of smoke from that whatever that was, Corvette. It looks like a good amount of not side-by-side passes are happening here, is what keeps happening. I feel like one lane is always worse than the other, which is weird. Sometimes it's a little tough for these big events to keep both lanes the exact same, but just my humble opinion. Definitely something I want to go to at some point is Lights Out. I've never been to one, and I hear that they are freaking awesome races. Maybe someday the Camaro will fit one of those classes if we keep progressing, but those rules are really tough to kind of squeeze into and fit for some of those radial racing, or not even just the rules, but you gotta be fast. I'm quick, but I ain't fast. That's a little far forward today, but for where we're going, I don't think it's too bad. This truck doesn't really care about the give or take 2 feet, you know. That's really what I've come to learn. I've moved it back to where there's less tongue weight, moved it forward all the way to where there's more tongue weight, and honestly it tows all the same. Done the R&D, I've done the testing. So load up, strap this thing down, start watching some racing. Small block nitrous no time. That's such like a weird niche group, I feel like. You know? Like why? I don't know. It's just such a weird deal. Is it just me? Or is that an odd class? Oh, that third gen just got gapped by a Fox body. Classic. Well, alright. I'm gonna strap this thing down. See you guys in a minute. I just have to say, this car runs so good. It starts right up. It drives really well. Sorry, I'm trying to hold the trans brake and steer with my knees. But it drives so good. So smooth. Can't wait to just drive it more, honestly. Just get like a lot of street miles on it. Make sure it's all good for the next drag and drive. Whenever I don't know what drag and drive I'm doing with it next. Rocky Mountain Race Week would be super cool, but dang, I'll be fully honest, that stuff is expensive. So it's on my list of hopefully I do it. Well, like I said, it runs really nicely, super smooth. It starts right up. It drives so easily. It's just such like a simple car. Like it doesn't overheat. Like I'm not worried about all that stuff. Now I can see my oil pressure. It's just a really good, easy car to drive. It's comfortable, easy to get in and out of. But once it has a cage, I'm sure a lot of that will change. I'll definitely want to talk to a tech guy about when these seats are no longer safe, because I'm not 100% sure on that. Obviously, I want to put some nice seats in it. I don't know what yet, and I don't want to spend a bunch of money on seats. Kind of back and forth on that, but I know I'm gonna want some different seats. But honestly, I see like these guys in these 60s cars that run their stock bench seats, and they cert those things to, you know, like 850s pretty frequently. So I don't know. Obviously it is a safety concern for mine, but I'm curious. I would have to talk to an NHRA tech guy about that and see what we would cert it to. You know, obviously it'd have harnesses with stock seats, which I don't know. I've seen plenty of people with stock bench seats from like the 60s and 70s, you know, go fast and be certed. So I don't know. I'm very curious. But other than that, this car is awesome. Super pumped to use it some more. Really happy with it. There you guys go. Get the full picture. What a good looking car. That thing is tight. So I'm gonna close up the shop here. Go inside, edit up this video, and then head out to the track in the morning. So hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you guys Monday probably. Keep it saucy. I'll see you next time. Oh, and I don't know if I told you guys the verdict on this. So I did everything but plug in the map sensor because I couldn't. I forgot that I took the extension harness, and it's like a conversion harness from the Holly style to whatever the stock GM style that I needed. It's like a 6-inch little plug. I used it on the Mustang, and since the Mustang needs to be moved more than this car, I had to take it. I have the on and off switch back, so that's good. Other than that, it just needs the seat put back in and the different wheels and tires put on, because I put try to fit these guys, but they're way too big. Same wheel, but it's a different tire, so need to do that. Hi. Sorry. It's okay. Hi. Throwing boxes in here. Oh, you hit the car. Wow.
Yeah, I hit my car today. Did you see my story?
Oh, let's look at that. Oh no, Bratzi crashed.
Okay, no, I didn't crash. I was pulling into like a spot and there was a pole in front.
That sounds like you crashed.
Well, you know when you pull into a spot and it has those barricade thing, like the thing
Yeah,
on
you're
the
supposed
ground?
to hit those.
That's supposed to stop you, right?
No.
No, but like it's there so you don't.
It's supposed to stop you for an emergency.
Okay, but it's there. Like I pulled up and I touched it, and then the pole was so close that like I ran into the pole. It just.
It's always a good rule of thumb to not touch those.
It just scratched the paint.
you have some like white nail polish?
I was thinking that, right?
Or like a white something, just to make it not as noticeable.
But it's not bad, right?
Yeah, you scuffed your carbon fiber down here.
Yeah.
And then you also scuffed right there. Is that a bug?
No, I think that's a bug. I went and got a car wash. But...
I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's just the pain. It could have been worse, but I was like, dang.
Yeah. Oof.
But I was like, why'd they put that pole? You can cut this out, or you can leave it. Like, why'd they put that pole so close to the...
Who put that pole there?
Yeah, like they should have put it like a foot back.
Well, I mean, you're not
like
you're not supposed to hit those.
No,
those like
I
concrete
know,
stoppers.
But, like, I just pulled up and I like touched it. I touched it, you know, like I do that all the time. I touched it, but that pole, I didn't realize how close it was.
Like, I mean, if I like touched one of those things in the wagon, the whole car would be totaled.
Yeah, no.
Most of my cars. Yeah, it's a good rule of thumb to not touch those. Just an FYI, everyone. But yeah, so it is what it is. Get some white nail polish, maybe. Or just ignore it. You never really look at the front of your car. Yeah. You can just out of sight, out of mind. But that'll do, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep it saucy. I'll see you next time.